By the time everybody is joining in, we will continue. Just a minute. Huh? Okay, fine. So we spoke about the universal law of gravitation. That is, it speaks about the universal force of attraction. See, universal law of gravitation is speaking about the gravitational force, which is a universal force of attraction between any and every two objects. It is not the only the force exerted by Earth. No, this gravitational force is exerted by every object in the universe over any other object in the universe. It is a force between any two objects of the universe. What kind of a force? Three conditions, such that the force is directly proportional to the product of masses. F proportional m1 into m2 or F proportional m into m. Inversely proportional to the square of the distance. So F proportional 1 upon d square. And this force acts along the line joining the centers of the two objects. Now, when it is inverse of square, we saw that also. So yesterday we spoke about the universal law of gravitation. We found out that the force of attraction between me and my friend sitting at a distance of 1 meter from me is 0.0000134. Such small newtons, so we don't experience. On the other hand, the force between me and Earth is a very big force of more than 360 350 newtons. That is why I always experience the force exerted by the Earth only. That we found out yesterday. Now, when I say inverse square, see, first of all, inversely proportional. Inversely means what? If one quantity increases, another quantity decreases. And inversely proportional, that too with the square, means if the distance increases three times, the force will decrease square of 3 9 times. Correct. So as the objects go far away, the gravitational force of attraction between them goes on decreasing and decreasing in a higher way. If it is earlier they were like this, now if they have gone away by 3 meters, the force will decrease by 9 meters. If they go away by 6 meters, force will decrease 36 times. 36 times, because it is square of the distance. Are you understanding the importance of the square?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now there is something called as Kepler's law. Before we move ahead, these Kepler's laws. Now, what are these Kepler's laws? I'll tell you. We are going to read it very fast. A small brief introduction about the great scientist Isaac Newton is given, and Same time, the Kepler's laws are also given to us. Kepler's laws are the three basic laws which were given by the great scientist again, Kepler. But you know what? Kepler just gave the laws. He had a tremendous observatory skills, and that too, those laws were not his own. Okay, those laws were the previously stated. बहुत लोगों ने बहुत काम किया था. Lot of people had done a lot of research by the end of 15th or 16th century. Means आज से 400-500 साल पहले की बात है. We are in the 21st century. I'm speaking about the 16th century. Many people had done a lot of research about the motion of the planets. Lot. See, it has been the most fascinating thing for the human beings. What is going on in the space? We are, very much fascinated about the motion of the stars, motion of the planets, motion of the satellites, and then, you know, looking at these motions, we found out certain results for ourselves, and then certain observations were made, and all this was, looking at all these observations made by the ancient people. Kepler had given three laws, and Newton gave the proof of these three laws. So the basic of gravitation theory given by Newton actually lies in the Kepler's laws, and Kepler's law lied to the back the information collected by all the mathematicians till date. So that is what was the Kepler's laws. It is very important. And the other day, children, my dear children, very important point. We forgot to say, have a word on that because of these exams and all those things. Smita teacher had sent a wonderful calendar given by IIT Kharagpur. Have you all, anybody even looked at the calendar?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes,
Very
sir.
good. If not, yes. If not, have a look. Definitely get a printout, a color printout of that calendar for all of you. It won't be that too costly. I think 10 rupees का एक पेज रहता है, 12-15 पेज, 120, 150, 200 rupees से ज्यादा नहीं होगा. But it is having a knowledge worth 2 million rupees. See, they have given what all the great scientists, so-called great scientists, the historians of the world are speaking about India. Einstein says that we are thankful to India because they taught us how to count, without which any scientific discovery wouldn't have been possible. It wasn't worth. Means whatever discoveries they all are doing, all thanks to we Indians, because we taught them how to count. They didn't know how to count. Without counting, how they would have discovered something. Some another European historian says that Sanskrit is the mother of all the languages, of all European languages. The motherland of Europeans is India. See, and we don't want to learn Sanskrit. Today the world wants to learn Sanskrit, but we are so much away from Sanskrit. And mind well, children, Sanskrit is the only language which never changes. How it was in the past, like that it is now, it will remain the same in the future. All other languages change, they revolve, they evolve around Sanskrit as and when with the time comes. But Sanskrit is already written with rules and regulations. It won't ever change. Today, the whole world is following Sanskrit. And we are so away from Sanskrit. We have been pushed away from Sanskrit, from our own things by those Britishers because they didn't want us to progress. Till Akbar came to India, till Akbar's father came to India, everything was very good. But when they came to India, all the outsiders, the invaders, they took away things from our country. All the knowledge was taken away, all the money was taken away, all the comforts were taken away, and we have been left poor, illiterate, and then with nothing in our hands. Our basic was our education system, highest regards to the teachers, and they have just taught us the exact the opposite way, not to respect the teachers. That is what they have taught us. And then see where we are today, in hopeless situation. We don't know what is to be done with our lives, but that is what they actually wanted. They wanted to misguide us, and this is what they have actually done. They have misguided us. And when we have such a lot of knowledge with us, so let's get back to what we were discussing. It was about Kepler's laws, brief history of Newton before we move ahead. So here, right, so we read this, where G is the F proportional mm, this was the first thing. F proportional 1 upon d square. On combining F proportional m into m upon d square, so proportionality sign goes, constant comes in, so F is equal to gmm upon d square. And then further we found out the value of g as well in the next page. But before that, Isaac Newton, you could also say Sir Isaac Newton, was born in Woolsthorpe near Grantham, England. He is he is generally regarded as the most original and influential theorist in the history of science. See, they are calling him as a theorist. Okay, he was a theorist, means what? A person who proposes the theory, not who gives the proof. He was born in a poor farming family, but he was not good at farming. So, if your photo also you can see of Isaac Newton. He was not good at farming. He was sent to study at the Cambridge University in 1661. In 1665, a plague broke out in Cambridge, and so Newton took a year off. See, nowadays, another important point. See, children, nowadays we don't even know what is plague, है ना? Just now, as you know what is COVID, आप लोगों को पता है कोरोना क्या है? It was a pandemic whole spread all over the world. Likewise, at that time, plague was a pandemic all over the world. After that, there was a pandemic of malaria, typhoid. Today, nobody has a pandemic of typhoid. Typhoid हो गया, आराम से जाके दवाई लेके आओ, ठीक हो जाओ. Why? But when it was introduced, typhoid, malaria, plague, they used to be pandemic situations. And then over a period of time, with the help of research, we used to get the vaccines on that. So similarly, now the vaccine of COVID has been developed. So now we have a vaccine of corona. So the next generations, after 50, 60 years, 100 years, if you tell them that there was a pandemic of corona and whole year we sat at home, we used the masks and everything was so pandemic and panic, they will laugh at us. कितने पागल है? कोरोना के लिए कोई घर पे बैठता है क्या? Just as if I tell you now, if somebody has a typhoid, you'll have to sit at home for a whole year. Will you ever believe in that? No, because you know now that the medicine for typhoid is available. But no, dear children, it's never like that. That medicine was developed over a period of 4 or 5 years. Pandemic situation remained for a year or 1.5 years, even that time, when first time the typhoid was introduced. But then all over the scientists from all over the world came together. They studied it for 3-4 years. The symptoms, the causes, the effects, the reliefs, and then with the combination of various medicines, they brought up the vaccine for typhoid. Simple thing, typhoid. Today, which we call it as a simple, was very dangerous 500 years ago. Likewise, corona, which was very dangerous this year, after another 50, 60, 70, 100 years, it would be very, very simple, normal thing for all the people. So this is how the life goes on. Okay. But again, when they say about medicine, again, the other day also I told you, the Ayurveda we had with us, it was there in our bloods, in everything we had Ayurveda with us. And that was the best medical science. In that calendar, it is mentioned also that they say that till 15th century, India was well ahead in the medical sciences. 15 matlab year 1500, 600 years ago tak, we had a lot of technology with us, a lot of medicinal power with us. They took away everything from us, and now they are coming up with that allopathy. I'm not against allopathy. They are giving the name as allopathy, but it is nothing but a derived form of Ayurveda. I don't know when we Indians will start believing in all these things, in our own things, but it is very, very important. So this has been always happening. It has happened always. I really wish some of my students come up with this good intentional knowledge. That is the reason of education. Why do we get educated? To understand all these things. So when there was a plague, Newton had to take a break of a whole year. He took a year off. It was during this period that the incident of the apple falling on him is said to have occurred. This incident prompted Newton to explore the possibility of connecting gravity with the force that kept the moon in its orbit. So everybody knew till by that time that gravity is a force by which Earth attracts everything towards itself. But because of this incident, Newton thought, Okay, fine. So this is could be the same force because of which moon is in the motion. This could be the same force by sun because of which planets are around the sun. He thought that. This led him to the universal law of gravitation. It is remarkable that many great scientists before him knew of gravity, but they did not realize it. He was the first person to realize gravity. Newton formulated the well-known laws of motion, the laws of motion which we have already studied, three laws of motion. He worked on theories of light and color. Why light and color? Because light is made up of colors. Do you know that light is made up of colors? Do you know this? Light is already actually made up of colors.
Yes, sir.
How many colors?
7 colors.
Which are those? Vibgyor, Vibgyor. You know that?
Yes.
Yeah, that is the order Vibgyor, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. That is the thing, and all these colors together come to make a white color. White color means that is the light. They come together. These colors come together to make a white light. So he worked on the theories of light and color. He designed an astronomical telescope to carry out astronomical observations. Means what? About space. Astronomy means study about the space. He invented a new branch of mathematics called as calculus. Now this is not true, actually this is false. Newton never invented calculus, that is trigonometry, sine, cos, tan. It was already introduced by well developed mathematics, well developed calculus. We Indians were using 1000 years ago Newton, not 5000 years ago Newton. But ठीक है चलो. He used it to prove that for objects outside a sphere of uniform density, the sphere, important, underline this. Let me underline. See, he proved that for the objects outside a sphere of uniform density, the sphere behaves as if the whole of its mass is concentrated at its center. The object behaves like its mass is concentrated at the center. Just I told you yesterday, our whole body behaves as if the mass of the body is concentrated at the center. And that is why I gave to the third statement of the universal law. The force acts along the line joining the centers. Newton transformed the structure of physical science with his three laws of motion and the universal law of gravitation. Very important four laws, very, very important. As the keystone of scientific revolution of the 17th century, Newton's work combined with the contributions of Copernicus, Kepler, Galileo, and others into a new powerful synthesis. It is remarkable that though the gravitational theory could not be verified at that time, there was hardly any doubt about its correctness. Nobody could prove it, but nobody could disprove it also. Nobody could prove it as incorrect. This is because Newton based his theory on sound scientific reasoning and backed it with mathematics. He was very good at science, reasoning in science, and giving proof with the help of mathematics. So, with sound scientific reasoning and backed it with mathematics. This made the theory simple and elegant. These qualities are now recognized. Which qualities? Scientific reasoning and mathematics. See, why that is why these two subjects are very, very important. These qualities are now recognized as essentials requirements of a good scientific theory. Now, what was Kepler? How did Newton guess the inverse square rule? There has always been a great interest in the motion of planets. By the 16th century, a lot of data on the motion of the planets had been collected by many astronomers. Based on these data, Johannes Kepler derived three laws which govern the motion of planets. Kepler gave the motion of planets, and with that, Newton got the inverse square rule, with the help of which he formulated the law of gravitation. So, what are these? These are the Kepler's laws. These are important, children, right here. Important because these Kepler's law do come into the exams, or we should be actually knowing about the Kepler's law. Not for exam, but it is an important discovery in science. Just a minute, I'm searching for my pen. Just a minute. Yeah. So underline Kepler's laws. Now, what are these laws? The orbit of a planet is an ellipse. See, children, it's very important. The orbit is an ellipse with the sun at one of the foci. See, you can see this orbit is an ellipse. Matlab what? It is elliptical in shape, like an egg, not a circular orbit. Understand? Very important. What we have been, you know, till now, because you were small, not because to teach you wrong, but what we have taught you, planet is like this, and the sun is like this, and the planets revolve around the sun in a circular orbit. The orbit is actually not circular; it is actually elliptical. Elliptical means what? Like a egg. And you know what? The ellipse is a figure. Ellipse is a shape in mathematics which has got two centers, or you can say two focus points, two foci. F-O-C-I-I. We call them as foci, right? So if I were to draw an ellipse, it would be something like this. And how is that ellipse drawn? That also I'll tell you. Something like this. And then there are two centers, two focus, here one and here one. With the help of this focus, we draw the half of the ellipse. With the help of this focus, we draw the remaining half of the ellipse. Okay, so it is not like this that sun is at the center and the planet is revolving in an elliptical orbit. No, the sun is either here or the sun is here and the planet revolves in an elliptical orbit. Now, again, I'll just tell you one thing. If anybody of you is interested in physics, in astronomy, in astrophysics, in real physics, in real physics, I will tell you one thing today. The world doesn't know. The world knows it, but they are not able to prove it till date. One important thing. They are trying to prove it. Why? Because they have read it in our Indian scriptures, but they don't have any evidence. उनका दिमाग काम नहीं कर रहा है कि यार ये इंडियंस ऐसा कैसे बोल रहे हैं, बट उनको पता है नॉलेज सब इंडियंस के पास ही है. I will tell you one thing which you will also get the shock of your life if you listen to what I'm going to tell you today, but that is the real truth. Nobody has ever found it out, but in another 200, 300, 400 years, the way the technology is growing, we will definitely come up with this result, and that is going to change the physics altogether. Entirely different physics is going to happen. And you know what is that? The truth is that, now you will say that sir aap kuch bhi bol rahe ho. The truth is that the sun which we see today, the sun which rises from east today, is seen day after tomorrow. कुछ समझा? The sun which
No,
I
sir.
see on 1st of January, the sun which I see on 1st of January, I will see it again on 3rd of January. Then what about 2nd of January? On 2nd January, I see the second sun. On 2nd January, I see the second sun. There are two suns, one at each focus of the elliptical orbit. This we Indians knew 10,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago. But we have not written it as a proofs. Our ancient sutras, our ancient, there is everything written in Sanskrit and Prakrit language. In that, everything is given, all these things. Now, to which details it is given, I will tell you. Do you know that the earth revolves around its own axis? There is an imaginary axis of earth. Earth का एक axis है जिसके around the earth rotates. Do you know this?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
And that axis is little bit tilted. Do you know that? It is not a straight axis. It is not a straight axis. The axis is tilted. Do you know that?
yes, sir.
By how much degree it is tilted? That we don't know. Okay. It is there in our science books. It is there, grade 4th, 5th, 6th, you have studied. The earth is tilted by 23.5 degrees, the axis of the earth. And that is why, that is why we experiences the weathers, we experience the seasons, okay? Because of the tilted position of the earth. At certain points the sun rays fall directly, at certain points the sun rays don't fall. So somewhere it is snowfall. See, right now in Himachal, Srinagar, everywhere there is a snowfall going on. So some in Antarctic तो 2 महीने तक sun ही नहीं दिखने वाला है. There is a city in Antarctic region where they won't see the sun for next 2 months. It is there, it is there. You can search it on Google, you will find it out. It is there. So because of that tilted position, I'll tell you ahead of that, there is something called as Surya Stotra. Okay, means that wherein we Indians, we worshipped Lord Sun. We call him as a Lord because of sun, everything we are living because of sun. Sun gives us sunlight, say chlorophyll say photosynthesis say plants say animals. We are totally dependent on all these things. Ultimately, we are dependent on the sun, and because of sun, the water cycle. So we are 100% dependent on the sun. Sun was considered as a very important god or a deity according to our Hindu religion. In that Surya Stotra, Surya Mantra, they have given, yes, they have told about 23.5 degrees Celsius, but they have also mentioned that at a particular point of time, the tilt changes to 22 degrees. Now, this the world never knew. First of all, they never knew that Earth is having an axis. Second thing, they never knew that it is tilted. Third thing, they never knew that it is 23.5 degrees Celsius. And apart from that, they never knew that the angle also changes. All these things were given in that sutra, which is there 5,000 years ago, wala sutra. And then they started exploring, and then they realized, "Arey haan yaar." And you know what? Even the pole stars are two, not one pole star. And that two pole stars we can see once in 800 years. Once in 800 years, when the tilted axis changes from 23 to 22 because of that shift of 1 degree, because the earth is tilted, the earth comes exactly in the way of two pole stars. So instead of two, we can see only one because one hides behind the other. But when the tilt changes, now see, it is like this, and your earth is like this. Okay, suppose these are the two pole stars, but from far away, you can see only one because this one is hiding behind this. And my earth is over here. Earth can see only this part, cannot see this part. Or if the earth is over here, earth can see only this part, cannot see this part. But when the tilt of the earth changes, it can see both the, or suppose now if my earth is over here, let me change, instead of changing the tilt of earth, I will change the tilt of stars. If the stars change, I can see both of them, or else I could see only one. So for 800 years, we see only one pole star, but slowly, when the tilt changes, suddenly once we can see two pole stars. And then people were surprised. Really, there are two pole stars in the universe or in our particular sky. Till now, they didn't know that. And that was recorded once. Then again, after 800 years, they recorded it. They knew that after 800 years, it's going to, see, nowadays we see, this. The other day, there was going to be the union of Jupiter and Saturn. And we said it comes once in 100 years or 80 years, or I don't know how many years they were saying that. But why? Because when writing started, they started recording all these things. And after 800 years, they matched and they could see two pole stars. Similarly, there are two suns. And now why two suns? I will tell you. Another one big theory. Again, you will be surprised. What we actually learn, or what we have been listening to all these things these many days, is not the absolute truth. Because you see, after every invention, after every discovery, light, this is not the ultimate truth. This is based on whatever information we have collected till date. Everything can change. The other day I told you, one incorrect result is sufficient to deny the proof. But as long as you don't get an incorrect result, you can continue treating it as a proof. So likewise, what we Indians knew is that the earth is so big, is so big as compared to the sun. What we know, sun is very big and earth is nothing in front of sun. But our Indians knowledge is exactly opposite. The earth is such a big figure that one sun is not sufficient to enlighten the whole earth. So we need two suns. And it's not that the earth revolves around the sun, it's actually the sun and the moon who revolve around the earth. And for the sun to complete one revolution about the earth, it needs 2 days. It's not that the earth rotates around the sun, it's that the sun who goes around the earth. And it needs 48 hours for the sun to go and come back. So one sun is here and one sun is here. So in 24 hours, it happens like this. This sun comes here, this sun comes there. So one sun which we have seen on the 1st of January, on 2nd of January, the sun is over here. And this sun which was on the 31st has come over here. So on 2nd, we see this. Then again, it will go there, this will go. Likewise, the two suns are rotating. We will get to know about this, but after long, many more years. This is what is yet to be explored. Such a big change it is. Right now, you won't follow all these things. I just told you what intensified knowledge we have with us. Such a great knowledge which nobody has. I have been reading all these things. I have been following the scriptures. I am trying to, why that too I'll tell you. When I started teaching all of you, I got to know about all these things little by little, and then my interest increased in our Indian education system. And then I realized, Are Bapre, what are we learning? What have I learned for so many years is wrong. What I'm going to teach my children is wrong. Wrong means not the absolute truth. I'm not saying it's wrong, but that is not the absolute truth. So I always feel the need. Every year I tell my students these two theories, that this is so vast, the universal knowledge. And some point of time, we will get to know all that. The only point behind all these things is that, children, this is there with us. We Indians are very rich in the knowledge. We should be able to respect that, understand that, explore that. First of all, we should have the respect for our own knowledge. Ayurveda, what I always say, Ayurveda, when the world didn't know what is medicine, we were doing surgeries. When the Egyptian, the Europeans, the so-called Europeans, Americans, whom we feel are 30, 40 years ahead of us, no. When they were living like tribals, when the people in Europe or America were living like Adivasis, we had universities like Takshashila and Nalanda University. We had civilizations. 3000 years ago का उनका केव का पेंटिंग्स है आज भी इजिप्ट में, यूरोप में, इटली में, अमेरिका में, कहीं कहीं पे भी. So that carbon dating is found out. So they have drawn those pictures, and those pictures go back to 3000 years ago. And in that pictures, they have shown the tribal life. Means 3000 years ago, they lived a tribal life. And 5000 years ago, we had our Ramayana, Mahabharata, where people went to universities to study. We had languages, different languages with us. We had geometry, we had altars, we had Sulabha Sutras, we had Ayurveda medicine 10,000 years ago. And 3000 years ago, they didn't even know how to live in a society. 5000 years ago, we had toilets having flush system in them. And they used to sit on the roads. उनको पता भी नहीं था टॉयलेट क्या होता है, हाइजीन क्या होता है. We should have this respect for our own things. Somehow we don't have. So coming back, what Kepler found out is that the orbit is an elliptical orbit, not a circular orbit, and sun is somewhere at the focus. Actually, later on you will remember, you will understand that also. It's not actually the sun, but it's the earth who is at the focus. Sun is going to revolve, but fine. Sun is at one of the focus and earth is revolving around the sun. You will understand like that only right now. But in an elliptical orbit, this is what the first law of Kepler says, that the orbit is elliptical in shape. You can underline planet, the orbit is an ellipse with sun at one of the foci. Now, another one important. See, the line joining the planet and the sun sweep areas in equal areas in equal intervals of time. Now, sweep means what? See, sweep means what? Simple. To sweep means what? Sweeping means what? अरे we sweep the floor, झाड़ू लगाते हैं.
Yes.
Slide on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So suppose this is the line joining the sun and the planet. Then if I am sweeping like this, our wiper sweeps the glass. So that much area is equal for equal intervals of time. Means what? I will tell you again. I will explain to you. See, the line joining the planet and the sun. So this position A, B, C, and D are the position of the planets. So OA. Okay. So those, suppose from A to B, the planet needed 15 days to go from A to B. Then this is the area swept by the line. Yes or no? OA has reached OB. This much area it has swept. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, to travel a distance from C to D, it needed another 15 days. See, suppose Jan 1 to Jan 15 it was over here. Since Jan, February, March, April करते करते May में इधर आ गया. Suppose May 15 to May 30. These are another 15 days. And then this is the area swept by the line joining the planet with the sun. So this is OC. OC has covered a distance OC to OD. This much area. Then these two areas are always equal. These two areas are always equal. The line joining the planet and the sun sweep equal areas in equal intervals of time. Thus, if the time of travel from A to B is same that from C to D, then area OAB is equal to area OCD. Do you understand this part? Sweeping equal areas in equal intervals of time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll stop over here. The meeting is going to get over. One law is remaining that we'll study tomorrow, and then we'll continue about the free fall and all those things. But then, yes, we have to be very, very proud of our Indianness. I hope you take a lot of positivity from this and start exploring, start studying for the sake of true knowledge. Okay, we will get it one day. Don't worry. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Yes, sir.